Green Dragon up and running, folks. There's martial law early, like 4 hours early, maybe less, and there's been shots fired. Reports of lots of shots fired. So,
my bad. A few minutes ago, I had it already started. I started one right before you did.
you can send out links.
Yeah, my bandwidth was low, T. My bad, but I'm all good. I'll get some links. I already got. And I apologize to everyone that got screwed up. But we're good. Let me get Chad in here.
Yeah, there's the Vice one also. These guys are rolling heavy though, so I'm gonna put links for both of these out there.
What's going on, True Seeker?
Not in the feed yet. Here's a link for
What's going on, True Seeker? Live, what are you doing, live stream? I think live stream is the best one.
What's up, Chad?
Hey.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
You said they're shooting back now, Chad?
Yeah. Yeah, which is, I mean, hey, you know, good. I mean, it's about time.
yeah.
I mean, I hate to see it, but if it's going to be like this, and there's no point in just standing there and letting them shoot tear gas at 8-year-old children, and there's no point in just standing there and letting them shoot at you. So if it's going to be war, if they want to fight, well, give them a fight.
Alright, so here's the scenario. Okay? Here's the scenario we're gonna do. I don't know who's all in here, see about 4 of us.
It's,
What do you guys,
Big Joe.
what happens when they start firing on people there? What happens? What happens with the country? What happens there immediately? What happens?
if they fucking start shooting at us, if they just fucking unleash, well, it's fucking, it's time to go to war. I mean, there's no other, what do you want to, what's the answer? I don't know what answer, how else to answer it.
Here's the deal, though. I think the problem is it's still going to be divided as a us versus them, black versus white thing. It's not going to mobilize the masses against the system.
No matter what, they always play the race card. The race card always comes.
Well, it's easy to do in this case.
Of course.
So it's easy to manipulate because it's already done it. I mean, we saw it on Twitter last night and today. It's just pathetic how people are sucked right into.
God, ain't it? Oh, man. Oh.
What?
Well, I heard the guy's not little Mikey. I mean, I heard a couple of reports. The guy was 6'6", over 330 pounds.
Dude,
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
the thing is, nothing even matters. We're waiting for a catalyst. It don't even matter. It could, like I said, dude, I said
not at all. Not at
I
all.
had videos like 6 months ago. If somebody is walking down the street and their piece of pizza gets knocked on the ground, and that's what starts the revolution. Doesn't even matter anymore, dude. Whatever happens, it's gonna happen. It needs to happen.
And you got to think about that, Tony. What you just asked, you got to think about that because that shit is happening every day, and it's going to get closer. It's going to get closer and closer to home.
They got the big MRAPs out there now. They got like the
Tony, make that big, yo. Big, max that shit. Yeah, there you go.
Which one is it? The Cougar?
I'm not sure. You'll see it when they turn back on.
They got some spotlights out there tonight, don't they? What neighborhood is this in? This isn't downtown.
I hear gunshots.
That's a residential. Can we get the audio feed on, Tony? Or?
We've got cameras with lenses that can reach.
Good looking up.
You guys on that, the barrel?
So have they said which part of town this is? Because this isn't the same area they were in last night.
Well, you know how they're turning around now, Tony. A lot of people are saying it's his fault now, and he beat up the police and blah blah, and took the man's gun, and
That has nothing to do with it.
exactly.
That's
Oh,
not
no,
what
no.
everybody's all mad about.
Oh yeah, I'm just being.
Well, I mean, a lot of people
just-
were protesting about that, but
Right.
people on the outside, the situation is martial law and militarized police. That's the issue.
And you know, HD, that's what they do. They're always going to turn it around, always, and they're
Oh,
always
yeah.
going to. They're always going to try to. They're always going to try to protect the blue. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's all I was saying. That's all.
I'm wondering how the LA ones turned out.
Say it again, Tone. You didn't come out clear, bro.
The Los Angeles ones tonight. I wonder how.
Yeah, Tony. If you want to give us like a rundown, what happened? I was swimming all day, bro.
Dude, they got gloves on and fucking. Dude, there's some good fucking pictures coming out. Check out, oh man. There's some good pictures right now of people throwing back the gas canisters. You got dudes with like gardening gloves on and makeshift masks throwing fucking gas cans out. There's 2 live streams from Vice.
Wow.
I don't know, they're saying. Dude, if you see some of these pictures, this shit looks like they gassed a bunch of little kids.
Got the paddy wagons out.
You know, the funny thing is the black dude just gave a speech today. This is how these motherfuckers operate. They act like they care about the black people. They come in there, they tell them some bullshit. And,
Right.
why is the road all broke up right there? You see where the road's all broke up?
Yep.
You guys see that in the left corner? How the
Yep.
road's all broke up?
Yep.
So like a car couldn't drive through, right? You're not covering that. I don't know. All I'm saying is they sent that dude in to say, hey, I'm here from the black people. Our struggle is as a black people, this, that, and the other. I'm not gonna do what the other guys are doing. He's doing the same shit.
I'm gonna do a quick shout out real quick. What's up, brother Glenn? I sent you a link. Tommy Boy, what's going on, brother? Hanging strong as always. Mike Nieswinder, Optimus Android 26. And that's all for right now. Mike Brown, Mr. Tommy Boy said Mike Brown shot 6 times, 4 in the shoulder, 2 in the head. Just like Tony said. Wild Iron, I'll send you another link, brother.
Was Tony just talking? I just came back in, but Tony was talking about that new police officer they've assigned to the case that was gonna be all different, right?
Tony, you listening, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, I got somebody running down my alley here like a fucking horse. I got fucking bitches walking up fucking the street till 3, 4 in the morning, all fucked up, knocking in the cars and shit. They're all fucked up. It's like a fucking herd.
Well, Vice has 2 feeds going right now.
Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be crazy tonight. I mean, it should. I mean,
I would take going crazy. Fuck, you don't have to go to work tomorrow.
I'm going home tomorrow from the beach. I'm done. Actually,
it's better than going to work tomorrow, let me tell you.
Yeah. I'm gonna fucking make my girl drive. Fuck that.
I'm waiting for them to bring out the heavy artillery. I'm waiting to hear that they're shooting people. That's the only way people are gonna wake up.
Yep. Justin Wu Lee's out there.
Justin, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Justin?
Justin, if you want a link, let me send Justin a link real quick.
Justin, I want to hear what he has to say.
Huh?
I want to hear what he has to say about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a link right now, Justin.
And yeah, Mike Winder, I agree with you about HTP.
What do you say?
What's that?
It's an inside.
Oh.
Who's talking smack?
I'll look at it. I haven't seen it yet. Fuck, I don't got Justin on my feed.
Yeah, Mike's talking about HTP.
This started about 9 o'clock. I don't know.
All right.
Got here about 9 o'clock.
All right, Wooly, I just sent it to you in your Google Plus.
They don't want to talk to us. Ain't nobody on camera or nothing. Just us on camera. They're not showing what they're doing. Police brutality. You know what I'm saying? It's in the neighborhood. This residential now. They in residential. This protest is over here on West Florida. And now it's spreading out to West residential. They come to you see that?
Yeah, no, we do. So are you guys planning on trying to leave, or what are you trying to do now?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back to my house where I stay at, but at the same time, it's so hard for me to get there. And as soon as I was trying to get there, my eyes started burning, so I had to turn around and come back the opposite way.
Right. So what do people do when you're really far away from your car and your house? You just try and go hide somewhere. What's your?
Yeah. We try to stay in cover, stay away from the danger,
yeah.
so we can be able to go back to where we go. But it seems like I can't go back because they is right there and they stopping me from going.
Right.
And I gotta find another different route to go back to Park Ridge. And they're just right there. Yeah. And I've been trying to
I was
get
thinking
back
that girl
for
was
like,
holding a
like an hour
revolver
and a
there for a
half,
second.
and I cannot go through, and I'm just with beef and trying to go home.
So
And
are
I-
people just going back into West Georgia and Avenue Road?
Yeah, I was just ready.
Yeah.
No, ain't nobody on the main road, but it's on me.
Just got
Where
another.
you at, JoJo? Where you at, JoJo?
Yeah, yeah. I would have it. Would it be different? We come with our AKs. You know what I'm saying? We come with weapons. We can overpower them. They just don't know. They started war here. That's the whole. It's gonna go down like that. They just all about their business.
Heard that.
Would you guys move, or would you guys stay there?
Like my home?
No, if this shit happened to your home, and you're getting curfews all week, and the fucking federal is fucking making this upside down, they make your fucking neighborhood into a hurricane. What do? Do you stay and deal with it, or do you leave and move?
You're in the streets with everybody else.
Right.
And where are you gonna go? I mean, unless you just pack up and walk out, from your house and never come back or whatever. But
unless you're renting, I mean, if you're even trying to buy your house, you can't sell it for what you owe on it or for what it's worth.
I wouldn't go anywhere. I would stay right the fuck there and stand and dodge it.
I mean, especially if you grew up there, stuff like that. If that's your old neighborhood, then there's no way. There's no way I'd move.
If it happened in my neighborhood, I would not go anywhere. I would defend my neighborhood 30 plus years. That's all I know how to do. And I praise all these people, man, for risking their lives. They know what the consequences is. All these fuckers know, man. They know. And they're standing up. And this is what fucking America needs, is more states like these individuals to have balls.
You guys hearing this?
No, I can't hear shit because I'm talking. I'll shut up.
My bad. The kid is saying, or the guy is saying, they don't know what they're doing. They're gonna start a war. He's like, our AKs are down the street. He's like, you think that's all we got? He's like, we got grenades. We got all types.
yeah, I heard that. That's why I said I heard that.
I'm sure you guys are going to be able to hear me as well.
But I mean, when protest is denied, the people protest because their voice isn't heard, their vote doesn't count. They protest in the streets, and when that's denied, the only thing that's left is to revolt. And the protesting isn't working anymore. I mean, they can't even stand out in the street and say, hey, we disagree with this, without being shot with tear gas and rubber bullets. I mean, so we're to the point now of war. I mean, they want to instigate a fight.
Was told to really let the press operate. Last night, I was here on Wednesday night. They were tear gassing and shooting at pretty much anything that moved, including press. They did back because of that, and then since then they possibly promised a more gentle approach, and they promised to stand off a little bit. They've also tried to appease the press, although that's been a little frustrating. Last night, for instance, when all the press was pretty much pushed back to an area with police, quite far from where protesters and police were meeting. So most of us were not really able to see what was going on at that point, which is why Claire and I decided to come in from the back ways tonight. I think it's worth getting a little bit closer and seeing what's up. From where we are right now, we can't see any protesters on the main road or any police for that matter, but I'm assuming they're right behind the court now.
I'm gonna check the other one going on, but there's not shit going on in that one either.
Yeah, Tony. And while we're
Ferguson, Missouri, we had about a week ago a teenager named Mike Brown was shot and killed by the police. Now the police report,
Go ahead, what do you say, HTP?
I was just going to say, you're talking about that the High Patrol guy got up there and spoke today, but like I made that comment on the video, Dabu's video that you did, it was nothing about America, rights. It was all about being black people. That's all they talked about.
Yep.
And it's pretty sad that a guy at that high up, that level, can't break it down for him. Could be more joining instead of they're talking all about separation. It's all about us versus them still.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, who's to say he wants to? Even that high up in the administration, he's all down with the plan anyway. So, but that is sad. That is sad to see it happen.
Not one word about rights, liberty, or America.
And that Pat Dollard character, I mean, that's a trip, man. What the hell?
He's an antagonist for sure.
Wow.
I've been following him for a while.
But I mean, to post every 30 seconds like that and just non-stop, just machine drivel and rhetoric, just puking it out every 30 seconds, you got to have a real vested interest in that. I mean, you got to be getting paid to do that.
I'm sure he's got a website and stuff.
Well, we became better friends after this, right? I said, when you guys popping on me,
And you see the trolls in the chat, what they've been doing all night. Because this has had like 45,000 viewers for a while. I don't know what it is right now, but it's been up there in 45,000 viewers watching this live stream we're watching. And
CNN reporting they saw protesters fire at police and media.
But you see the trolls in that chat and how they're just pushing that rhetoric. I mean, it's just wild. And hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these are actually real people who just really think this, and that's just really where their mind is at. And that is just every bit as bad as if this is government trolls doing this for a psychological operation.
Yeah, Reuters is reporting gunfire, protesters fleeing in Ferguson. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
What'd you say, bro?
No, Reuters is reporting shots fired and protesters fleeing, but none of that's on the live feed there, is it?
Because they got them all whatever you call it. They got them all the media.
Quarantined.
Yeah. Not quarantine, but basically, right? Corral.
Wooly, I sent you a link, bro.
Apparently, CNN's the only one's got any images. They got the front row seat, so the state-run media is the only ones driving anything.
I'll do it again. Justin, I'll send you another link. This will be the third time. In your G+. G+. That's the only place I send them.
Just starting out and on a budget.
Something CNN and their long ass commercials.
The police are advancing the street, firing flash grenades and tear gas at the crowd.
How is the CNN's allowed to get up that close? They must have some big ass lenses.
State privileged media. They've always had a front row to the circus.
And tear gas, the crowd backing up. They're continuing to move.
Dude, they're fucking shooting the fuck out of people.
Yeah, Tony, we can't see what you got there. It's.
Let me update our viewers here. We're having a hard time hearing Steve because he called in earlier to us with the gas mask on. It is hard for us to understand that. Obviously, he and his team needs to stay safe on the ground there. If they can get far enough away to call in to us safely without that gas mask, we will bring him back to you. But what you are looking at again are live pictures of the scene unfolding now, 9:37 p.m. Central Time, far before that midnight curfew was supposed to take place, and you see chaos breaking out on the streets there of Ferguson, Missouri. This following a day where a major rally and service was held at a local church in remembrance of Michael Brown, that unarmed teen who was gunned down now just over a week ago, who was shot and killed by a police officer there in Ferguson. I want to read you something that Steve was able to tell our team a little earlier this evening over the phone. I'm going to read you a quote here from Steve on the ground. He said, hundreds of protesters started marching towards the command post at the Target store. Police deployed officers and tear gas to turn them back. Steve also says that he witnessed authorities shooting at a defiant protester with rubber bullets. Steve also told us that police fired tear gas towards the protesters, and some of the canisters landed in the midst of some of the reporter vehicles in the staging area.
Fuck. Let me see if I can get the link on that. On the front page of
and 30 plus viewers just jump in over instantly there.
CNN.com, I don't know. Come on. Won't post. Anyways, just go over to CNN.com. It's on the front page, and they got some really good cameras, I guess.
You know, and I've realized today that while this is going on, I mean, this is another immense distraction. They seem to be on a schedule now, but the people are still crossing the border, still flooding in, and nobody's even paying attention to that. It's not like it stopped because this started.
You're all watching. You shouldn't have to ask for permission to go home. It's 10:55, so we're actually still an hour away from the curfew.
Well, that's true.
Well, as soon as this is our neighborhood, we want to be able to get home.
I wonder what it'll be next week.
Hopefully, total pandemonium. You know?
You'll never be that lucky, Tony.
Might as well do the damn thing already.
But Nick said that they can't, so. Okay, it might just have to do with Alicia. When you deliver, you want to be coming in from the front. I'm not standing too close to the side. Because
It's still an hour till curfew, but they're already blasting on them like crazy.
Somebody was hit in her face with smoke bombs and tear gas. And we were peaceful. This is unacceptable, and this is not the law. This is unacceptable.
video feed up too.
We need to show everything that's
It's on CNN.
that's going on here.
Okay.
Not just some
I
parts
tried
of
to
the
post it,
news.
wouldn't let me.
We were walking peacefully, and when we got to the shopping mall down at the end of Lucas and Hunter West Florissant, they started throwing tear gas and smoke bombs and lots of them, and told us to evacuate, and a young lady got hurt, and it's unacceptable, not just one but many, and we were peaceful. We were peaceful.
Is unacceptable really the word?
And they wonder why
Well, it's a word. It may not be the best word, but it's a
governor can come on and
works.
say he has a curfew from midnight to 5 a.m., but that's not what they're going by. They're
How about
not going by
egregious?
those laws.
Egregiously unjust. I don't know.
We can
Man's covering it. Wow.
He was taking a beat with all state renters insurance.
Is mayhem. Are you in good
Yeah,
hands?
we don't need to watch the commercial, Tony.
Won't let me skip it.
Emergency for the area around midnight until 5 a.m. He didn't give us time frame. Understand that obviously
Yeah, CNN.com, you can get it.
on the ground there. If we can get far enough away to follow him to our safety, we will bring him back to the again. Our long
Yeah, I guess they just walked by. A bunch of people said they're getting maced. They walked by again.
without tear gas, without shooting.
So they're going to got the OC here in a little bit. Start getting personal.
There were volunteers. Telling them, you know, we can come out tomorrow and show numbers tomorrow. Some of them were getting to go home, but there were still several people that stayed out. I'm going to read you a quote. Hundreds of protesters started marching towards the command post at police deployed on back. Steve also says the police authorities shooting protester with rubber bullets. Steve also told us police fired tear gas towards the protesters and chaos breaking out of Ferguson, Missouri. This following a day where a major rally and service was held at a local church in remembrance of Michael Brown, that unarmed teen who was gunned down now just over a week ago, who was shot and killed by a police officer there in Ferguson. I want to read you something that Steve was able to tell our team a little earlier this evening over the phone. I'm going to read you a quote here from Steve on the ground. He said,
See all the oof. I think that's like Twitter, man. Even the photos, they cover it good and get right to the point.
Yep. From real people instead of agencies or whatever, you know.
Rubber bullets. He also told us that police fired tear gas towards the protesters, and some of the canisters landed in the midst of some of the reporter vehicles in the staging area.
I see a shotgun shell on somebody's hand. Used by the police, it says.
I think they're talking to us now. They're telling us I can't but a lot of police officers.
You want to screen share that, or that's what you want, CNN?
I'm watching Vice right now.
Vice, okay.
Well, actually, I'm on Twitter. There's a lot of there's so much shit on Twitter.
There are a few police
tweeting and retweeting and favoriting
right next
a
to the
whole bunch
quick
of
trip.
shit.
Very dark, I couldn't quite make out, but there were a lot of officers standing.
Yeah, Twitter moves fast that way.
Obama goes to a jazz concert while race riots explode for another night.
Behind us is a quick trip gas station.
We got
And
pictures.
been the ground zero of the protests, as some of the protesters described it to us. This was one of the first buildings to get looted early in the week. mostly where most of the protesters have been assembling every day. These are where most of the peaceful protests of the last few days have also started. If you guys have been following us for a few days, you've probably seen people dancing and playing music and singing out here. We've described this before as a block party.
I'm going to screen share right now.
It's changed really quickly. There was a very large protest on Thursday night that went well into the morning. And then on Friday morning, police released the name of the officer involved in the shooting of Michael Brown, but also at the same time put out a report that's alleging Michael Brown was responsible for a robbery. That definitely did not please people around here. People said that they were trying to set him up. People that complained the police was guilty of character assassination, and a lot of them pledged to protest again. So that evening we saw more protests that started out peacefully, and then we saw a few incidents of people confronting police, not quite here, but further up the road, and then people coming in, looting. Sorry, I'm laughing because a car that pulled up right behind us from the windows, and turn around and left, but we have a couple other cars watching, and the next
If you follow on Twitter, you can really get, like, in real time almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot better on Twitter. I've noticed that.
Plus, you're getting multiple perspectives rather than just one.
Have you been out all night? Tell me that or put me right on.
I grew up in Ferguson. I've been in Ferguson for over 15 years. Man. I was just telling them I still have a jaywalking ticket. They locked me up. I was in 6th grade.
For jaywalking?
For jaywalking. And most of the streets, back streets don't have sidewalks.
You got locked up for jaywalking.
Jaywalking. They had nothing else to charge me with. My mom, we went to court. They still tried to make us pay. And we refused to pay. You know, because if you guys provide sidewalks on some of these back streets, then maybe we can be able to walk on the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I remember when we first moved out, Ferguson police, they beat my brother because they said he was in the park by himself and he wasn't supposed to be there. And they gave him a reason to do it. You know, and it's just ridiculous. A lot of people are tired of Ferguson. A lot of people are tired of abuse. The racist slurs they tell us. You know, I don't know how many times I've been called the N-word by Ferguson Police Department. The lieutenant, you know, who's still on the force right now.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy.
So you guys are just a bullying point.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to happen? Is this going to keep happening every day? They said the curfew is going to go on. Definitely.
I mean, I can really see everything was fed up with Ferguson. A lot of people have personal problems with Ferguson. From all the harassment, you know, the name calling, you know, the threats, you know, and it's just ridiculous. Like, they really don't care about us over here in Ferguson. They really don't.
Do you think that people are just going to sleep once it's coming out every night?
Yeah.
They're not getting tired?
Yeah. People are willing to go to jail for this. You know, just off the simple fact that they're tired. And this
They better be ready to go to jail. I mean, more than that.
You know, everyone feel like this is the time to go and let the world know.
Where's the militia?
Probably not invited. Well, that guy speaking right there is the militia, if you'd think about it, but they don't want to talk about that.
I was there just sit Ferguson down.
The militia is just a bunch of racist white guys.
I know I'm not the only person from Ferguson with you know, and it's just crazy. I know a couple of my friends right now have the same choice. Jaywalking, like how can you charge us with jaywalking if you don't have sidewalks in some of the back streets?
Right. What were you doing tonight? Like, what? Can you tell me a bit what happened before?
Well, basically, you know, it was really going good, you know, and then one of the police ended up saying something that people didn't like.
You heard it?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said something like, stand back or I'll whoop your ass or something. You know, they're not talking to us like we're humans, they're talking to us like we're animals. You know, you see what they bring out for us, you know, and we are regular citizens. And so, of course, everyone's going to stand up at it. You know, and they said a couple cocktails were through. But look what you guys are shooting at us. You know what I'm saying? These are blowing up with people's
faces. These are getting in people's eyes. You see the car. Look what they did to someone's car.
Yeah, there's a car behind us that's covered in powder.
Is that the same chick that talked to Justin Woolley on his video? Listen to her voice. Does anybody have an idea on her? No?
On Vice? That's a Vice chick.
Oh, is it? It sounds just like that chick that Justin talked to from CNN.
She's talking to people that were trying to that's something that we've been hearing from everybody, that people are just trying to get home, to get stuck outside.
And then they set up a place, but you won't let us go home. You know what I'm saying? So I guess you guys are trying to make us sit out here to lock us up because we're out past curfew. And that's what it seems like. That's what they want.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to try and cross, or are you just going to stay here until they leave?
We try to get across. We have to get across because we're not trying to go to jail being out past curfew. But, you know.
Right, but are they going to?
That's what we're afraid of. Yeah. We're afraid of going to fire, thinking they're going to shoot us or take us to jail. And we're just trying to get home. You know?
So were you out here at the beginning, right, when this all started? We had to go off six around.
Yeah, that's a lot. I just want to say this.
Stop your vehicles and go home. Right. You know that barrel in the middle of the street over there is? Up there?
No. It's probably a trash can that came.
They got all the media bunched up in one spot, so there's like, they're missing everything.
Most likely. The guy standing right here looks like he's trying to get across this way.
They only hear want you to hear what they want you to hear, Tony. You know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, the race baiters just love this shit. They just love it. They're sitting there with their little 3-inch hard on, just foaming at the mouth.
3 inches, you're giving them way too much credit.
So a lot of people do go home. And that's what I really enjoy, you know. A lot of folks can go to jail or cause hazards.
Yeah.
And then the other night, I think it was the night someone supposed to have got shot out. And, you know, they started shooting tear gas. They started shooting tear. They lined up in the street, act like they were leaving.
Yeah.
They shooting tear gas off the back of the truck. Look, off the back. Or, you know.
That was yesterday night, right?
No, this was the night before.
Yeah, I would imagine the Missouri KKK's probably had a huge recruiting boom this week.
How did you go from or the first night at the hospital he announced that
I heard that the KKK is supporting the white officer.
And sort of what happened then?
Johnson, you know, and he just made everything more secure. So everybody just felt like, okay, we're very secure. They're with us. They're, you know, helping us. Everyone feels the same way. And it was just so cute. It was a beautiful time, you know. And everything was going smooth when Tim Johnson was out. But it seemed like every time the big guns come out, that's when things go bad. Because the people feel like, why are you bringing the big guns out if everything's peaceful? And when everything's peaceful, they turned it to heaven. You know, they started by shooting these type of things at them, and they to just smile and go home with it. But it's still abuse in a way. You know, it's like you have control over us because you go wrong.
Basically, the way they've been responding to protesters is what's making these protests last so long in the first place, right?
Yeah.
That's from some of the people that they're ready to go back to normal. They would like to.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am ready for the community to move on, but
Patrols are amazing in the
if you
feed,
guys want to build a relationship with the community,
like in the
put the
Vice
guns
feed.
down. Come
I
on.
know. They're that way everywhere, Tony. I mean, everywhere.
Everything's like
You know, check on us, and they haven't done
everything's like white power, N-word this, N-word that.
Yep. And I don't think these are real people, man. I really don't. I have yet to meet anyone in my real life that's this fucking stupid. I've never met anyone really like that. So for people to be like this on the internet, I'm not buying it. I really don't think this represents the majority of what people really are.
Out of all this, because a lot of people said, it's not just protests anymore; it's a movement.
It's just
People
it's
starting to follow what's happening in Ferguson all across the country.
I feel like if America sticks with us, there will be change. You know, I feel like you have some good cops and you have some bad cops, but I think most of the good cops feel the same way. I think most of them do feel the people and feel the movement and realize that we are humans, you know, and we are really to be normal and act like family and community, you know. Like everyone said, this isn't a race thing. It's us against the police. That's exactly what it is. It's not a race.
Well, I'm glad he said that. That makes you feel better.
Exactly. Hell yeah, say that shit.
We don't have any voice here. No voice, especially in person. You have no voice. Issue against the police at all times. At all times.
And we're hearing, you're saying it's not a race thing, but we're hearing that here in Ferguson, it's almost entirely.
I mean, it's not a race thing for it's like the movement, you know, but for the person, yes, it is. It definitely is. It has a lot of racist cops. And we weren't surprised. You know, only thing we were surprised about. And so when it did happen, like I said, everyone felt like, okay, this is the time to stand up. This is the time to move. You know, this is the time to move. And that's exactly how it should go.
He said the key words, Tony, stand up.
Incidents like this happen across the country.
With Ferguson, it's just, like I said, Ferguson has a lot of racist stuff. Ferguson, I don't know how many times
Tony said the key word is stand up.
being black. Like, it's true. It happens. You know, and a lot of people might think,
He's saying some good stuff, but
overboard. You will never
you gotta realize how he's gonna get all that.
You never know.
How he's gonna get all that hope and change.
Even the black cops
Or change.
they're racist to their own people. They will downgrade you faster than some white cops on certain police departments. You know, I know where one of the black lady cops from Ferguson, she's just as ignorant as the rest. You know, you can't even talk to her because she's just as ignorant. And it's crazy because it's just like, wow, at least can we have one person to feel our pain, you know? And they never do.
And is that just with the police, or what about, elected officials and what are the other problems?
For us, where I stay in Ferguson, I've never even seen the mayor even ride down the street. I've never even seen him walk through the community shaking hands. Or even anybody on the board. You know, I've never seen it. And that's the crazy thing. Like, you want to help build the community back up, but yet you're not out here. You're not out trying to see how people are feeling. You're not out here trying to shake hands. You're not out here just trying to get everybody to calm down. I haven't seen
I can't find that other feed that I had
since it happened. You know, or even the chief of police person. You know, why can't you just come show your support? You know, even if you feel like your officer's right or wrong, why not come show the community support and let the community know you are with us and you are standing with us?
Because you don't live in that community.
But the things they're not doing. And I feel like this is going to continue until they really start paying close attention to the community, start doing something about the racist cops, and just continue to just guide us and be here for the people. It's okay.
The police are telling people to turn their vehicles around now, and they keep repeating that, so I can't see if there's a car on the other side, but yeah, there's somebody pulling up.
Crazy. Dude, I'm just waiting for like, I don't know, I'm waiting to hear somebody shooting or something. I think then people are gonna snap out of their dream world.
So right now we're on the line to Delwood and Ferguson. So I'm not sure what's next.
Yeah. This crowd looks like it might be a little, no, it's about the same size.
All the trucks that came off the nose, and then they start throwing games. The girl got hit. They got my name. With the kids that started y'all this time. It wasn't the kids. I was with them in the north. And then when me and my daughter, after they started tripping, I'm on my way home. I couldn't even come down here. And I got two every place. I tried to run. Then I get hit in the heels with one of them goddamn bullets. The girl, the woman broke her leg. And the guy just dropped me out my car. So I tried to walk home. I couldn't even get home. So I couldn't. They wouldn't even come on ambulance. I'm trying to get. So we couldn't get them over. They were still shooting at us. So we had news reporters and everything. They was with us too. Journalists. Yeah. It's gonna be all in.
She got hit by a rubber bullet ever since I don't put her leg.
Is that James Yeager?
So a woman here
Is that James Yeager?
We heard from a local journalist that her friend was
That's James Yeager.
in an
What's
area
James
with some
Yeager
live
doing
ammo.
now?
When she waved to the police and yelled help, they yelled back no.
Is it really?
It's not very far from where he's at, but I don't think it's him.
Now
That's just up the river from where he's at, I believe.
She was with journalists. They were firing at her. Hit a little girl in the leg, hit her in the leg. Now she's limping. And it looks like they're trying to get her some help. Yeah, there's 50 of them. Looks like there's a group of people across the street. It's on top of the hill, straight ahead. On Chambers, I can see some police lights moving.
I'll find this other feed. People watching.
So it's 11:20 p.m. and I'm here in Ferguson, Missouri, the site of the Michael Brown protest. I'm going to give you guys a quick recap of what's happened in the past week and what we're seeing today. Now, a week ago, a teenager named Michael Brown, that's not in dispute, but what is the account of what happened. Now, the police are saying that he reached for the officer's gun. Eyewitnesses say that he had his hands in the air and said, "Don't shoot." But he did end up getting shot, and he did die. It sparked protests multiple times he was shot. So these protests have been going on just over a week now. There's been, initially the have been burned down. We have seen some Molotov cocktails, but the police came in with very heavy-handed tactics, and it was a bit indiscriminate. They just cleared out all the protests. We heard, from other interviews and sources, the opinion leaders were saying you can't just tear gas everyone because a few people are acting up. To be,
wherever they got it blocked off.
one of the things that's really creating a problem for, the city of Ferguson, for the people who live here, that they're approaching protesters who are trying to be peaceful. There's some people who are agitating, and the police are coming in full force against their journalists. So right now, there's been a state of emergency declared yesterday in response to further looting. There's a curfew in place from midnight until 5 a.m. But earlier today, the police cleared everyone out around, started moving in sometime after 9. So well before the curfew was enacted, we heard through social media there were some cocktails, but it's hard to know exactly what happened. I was not over there when it started, but what I did see when I got up to West Florissant was police coming in with tear gas, firing for bullets. I heard what I believe to be several gunshots from the crowd on multiple occasions. So I came around up to Chambers, which is just the next busy street. You know, if you go from my left side Chambers down Florissant in this direction, you'll hit Ferguson is one of the next main busy streets. So I came back down here from Ferguson. But even over here, there were flashbang grenades going off. People running.
There's another live feed on live stream. You can see the shit that they're driving around in.
Yeah. So we're looking at temperatures from 11:21. About 2 minutes ago, looks hey, listen up. I don't know what cross street did say. He was just standing right here. He was literally 30 seconds behind.
Oh, there's a lot of screens. I don't know what you guys just want to share or what. Anybody got any thoughts on it? Losing people here. You still got a lot of people watching. Losing the camera.
A lot of people wondering what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear from Political Port. I don't know what she's doing.
Dude, they're all heavy. They're free to talk. I lowered the volume.
Yeah, we need to invite the Political Port on the Dragon. Or maybe I'm muted. I don't know.
Whoever's doing this stream is.
A quiet chat. Subliminal messages. You're getting very tired of the bullshit. You're getting really sick of the stupid shit. Rise up.
Everybody's just waiting.
Looks like everybody's pulling out. Leaving.
Well, nothing. Other night, nothing.
Seen people say this is scary to them because they realize that now this can happen anywhere, that this is just a precedent.
Yeah, I mean, it happened in Boston.
Yep. And now here, and I mean, it's happened a few other places too, but.
When the guy's talking on his phone?
slowly acclimating people to accept this as normal. None of this is normal. And nothing will ever be normal again.
For sure.
Okay, stop right here.
Way out to Target. Your door's open.
Vice is driving around again.
Rear. Oh, fine. So,
Yeah.
What's that, Joe?
Those are some funny ass comments that people are trolling.
You're talking about in the Dragon chat?
In the Vice chat.
Well, that's where all the police went. That's
we
where
can
the
make a U-turn and then go down a side street.
Yeah, people gathering in front of the police.
So what I miss?
A whole lot of nothing.
Did everybody disperse, or is there still just tension in the air?
It seems like they're slowly dispersing. But that's just from the feeds that we're seeing, so.
Looks like people are.
Here's a quote of the day on Twitter. To hell with CNN, their Ferguson coverage is appalling.
Yeah, there you go.
They're the state-sponsored media. They're going to put it out there.
And I think people see that too because they can see that, they can see Twitter for themselves, and then they see what the news says, and they're like, wait a minute, this is the world, this ain't even nearly the same. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Somebody's lying. Either it's all those hundreds or thousands of people on the ground posting their own pictures in real time, or it's CNN, and you got to decide which one.
Yeah, we need to spread the dragon more east so that we can get people on the ground for this stuff. We're too much on the West Coast.
That's true. Well, Justin Wu Lee is in Georgia. He's pretty close. At least he's on the East Coast or Eastern.
Yeah, that's still like 1,000 miles for him plus.
Yeah, I know. It's a long bike ride.
Right.
It's a popcorn for the show.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
Dang, is that G out there making all that racket?
Or
is that Tony?
What do people in Nevada think about this?
Well, I haven't really talked to many people. I think. See, I mean, it worked this week. We kind of brushed over it. I mean, just about. Most people have the same opinion that a lot of people would have. You know, they shouldn't be looting and stuff, but they don't necessarily see the danger of the police state. I would say for the majority, at least the people that I interact with.
Yeah.
There's a couple that get it, you know, that I already know get it, but the majority's like, yeah, looting's bad. I don't see the police state.
It almost seems like the average masses, you know, out there, they get the gist of the mainstream storyline, and that's it. It sticks with them, and they repeat that, and that's it. That's their opinion on the matter. Because and I say that because they all tend to repeat the same talking points.
Yeah, people standing in front of it. Yeah, 20 minutes. We got 20 minutes till curfew. Sleeping happens.
Well, have they not already ran most of them away?
It looks like they dispersed them out of the middle of the city. Like, I guess there's basically like a strip or a downtown.
Yeah, West Florissant.
Yeah, a street that runs right through downtown. And they basically pushed them off that main street.
Away from the business district.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's all suburbs around it. I mean, you look at Google Earth. I mean, it's not got a very significant business district. It's pretty small.
I think if people want to decide they want to stand up and fight back, they need to come up with a different plan than this every night.
Yeah, I figured in a week they would have got organized, but it doesn't seem to have happened.
Look how long it took Bundy Ranch to come together.
Yeah, but we weren't in the middle of 30 million people. I mean, look, St. Louis and everything else, how close they are to population centers.
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
But there was leadership
Plus,
at Bundy Ranch.
And I went over that in my video kind of, but plus you got to figure somebody got killed, so you would think it would have more attention, you know, get going quicker.
Yeah, but remember, people are even more divided on this than they were on Bundy.
I wouldn't say even more so. You still had your right wingers out there during Bundy who were all about he's got to pay his taxes and stuff. I would say we're about the same percentages, really.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, okay, but I think more people are just,
Because there was nobody on the left on board with Bundy, I don't think. And there's people on the left that are on board with Ferguson,
slowly but surely they're getting that way, that's for sure. But
What's up, Mule?
What's happening? It's just a whole nightmare out there. And, even take tonight. Now, I didn't get a chance. I don't know how long you guys been up and rolling. But, this curfew thing it's not even supposed to be in effect for another 15 minutes. And yet they started kicking off tear gas at 9 o'clock. No warning, no nothing. And then they started lighting up those LRADs. And now they have a couple of them. And you can hear them. I mean, even on some of the early video from the Vice guy, and a few others of the, live streams, news streams. That crap is insanely annoying. And I can't imagine, and that's coming through a speaker.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know whenever this mayor's up for re-election, if he gets re-elected, they're wrong. I mean, that's...
No.
This mayor should not last another minute.
Where's the county sheriff, right?
I don't know if
St. Louis... with the rest of the cops. The cops keep starting these riots. And the opportunistic people around there are all waiting for the cops to do it.
I don't think the county sheriff has any jurisdiction the way Missouri works. I think the metropolitan areas have their own police forces that sheriffs don't have any purview over in Missouri. Because there hasn't been, a tweet out of them at all.
Well, I thought they were called county police there. They're not even like a sheriff.
No, because when they did I remember when they had all the altercations in St. Charles County during the Republican primary season, the sheriff was out there.
Well, no, I remember earlier in the week with this thing, they were talking about how Ferguson police backed off there for a while and the county police were there. And they were just as bad as the Ferguson cops.
Oh, I thought it was St. Louis police. I didn't catch that.
Maybe. I don't even, I don't know the area, so.
Yeah. Somebody let us know, please. Do they have sheriffs in Missouri that have jurisdiction in the towns or not? And if so, they should be fired as well.
How far are you from there, Mule?
I am 5.5 hours away, and I can make it there in probably 4 if I had a working vehicle, which I don't, or money, which I don't. And that's not the kind of thing I'm going to go on, and ask for donations to buy me a new vehicle or to pay for the vehicle I bought that ended up with a bad engine, bad tranny, bad, right, that I got sucked into, that I bought. And, I just can't afford to go down there. If I could, I would. Because I actually even could probably sleep on somebody's couch down there that I know.
It would be to get some questions answered. It would be good because the press aren't asking a lot of very good questions.
Well, they may start after getting, guns pointed in their faces tonight and told to shut the fucking cameras off or else I'm going to shoot you in the face.
Unreal.
Well, I'll tell you, I just think this is going to... What's going on now, if it starts getting out of control, I mean, you're hearing DOJ say, oh, we got to... And Congress talk about, oh, we need to talk about the police state now. Yeah, well, they ain't going to want to back away from it.
You know what? And that's something I wanted to bring up in a video was everybody's talking about writing their Congress and everything to get these things defunded and get these MRAPs off the street. Screw that. Go to your county commissioners and tell them to get the sheriff and get them out of your county. That's the only way that's going to happen quickly because Congress isn't going to do jack but sit on their thumbs. So if you wanted to get these MRAPs and stuff and stop it from these purchases from happening, you got to go to your county commissioners and at the town level, county level, and get it done because it's not going to happen any other way.
But don't they want that?
Rand Paul isn't going to save you.
But doesn't the county people want the people you're talking about? Don't they want that funding? Don't they want that equipment? Blah blah blah. I mean, aren't they on board with the plan already?
Half these things, the county commissioners probably don't know about. Their sheriffs come up and give them a budget and say they've applied for grants, and they get these grants, and the counties don't even, barely do a cursory check of them. I think a lot of it is a surprise to certain, especially rural counties. They trust their sheriffs to a certain degree. And the sheriffs, in a lot of respects, probably think they're doing the right thing, maybe, but because it's free gear, and stuff. But if you want to get this out of your counties, that's where you got to start. You're not going to get it out of Washington D.C. Don't go begging to them.
Well, I don't think any of them want it. I think they're going to talk. They're going to talk a good game, right? But this is exactly what they want, in my opinion.
The sheriffs she's talking about, or the police?
All of them. All of them.
Dude, if you listen to the talk radio, like down here in Vegas, you got all the cops getting butthurt because people are calling in saying this is ridiculous. You got all the cops calling in saying, we have to have this. The way that the world is, we have to be able to match that threat. How are we supposed to save your lives? This, that, and the other. They got everybody so fucking brainwashed.
Yeah, because they don't, most people don't understand the threat they're talking about is them. The threat they're talking about is us. The threat they're talking about is you. The cops are armoring up like this not to go against fucking some dude from Missoula, or fucking ISIS. They're gunned up against you.
Yep.
Straight up, and the tyrants are going to fund them and give them all the arms they need so they can protect them. They're there to protect the government. That's what everybody doesn't get. And that's bad.
11 minutes. I see a bunch of people standing in front of police cars. There's a line.
Okay, so we are now being forced back to not forced to being asked by the police.
They want the media to move back to the media station area, please.
Easy.
Hold on, man. Let's fall.
I read. Let's put it back.
All media needs to go back to the command center. Let's go. Start walking.
You gotta try and tell the fucking media.
Okay. Watch your eye. Go slow.
One nice thing about this, though, is people are learning how to fight back a little bit, not with firearms, but you see more and more people showing up with, milk of magnesia and antacids to counteract the tear gas. People are starting to figure some of this out, how to fight back against it.
Well, this area seems to be a hot spot. This is the area we've been feeling. Now we're being forced to move back.
They want all media back. They need blocking the road. We need it. The officer came by and turned to just. I understand. They changed. You got to be back. Every media person needs to be back at the staging area. Somebody hold it so he don't fall.
Wow. Okay. Getting real. They maced Chris Hayes.
Yeah.
Right? That MSNBC guy?
Which is not a bad thing, actually. I mean, I would like to know the fucker, too.
Asshole, but
Does anybody else notice how the road is tore up right here in the shot watch? If you look off to the left and off to the right, the road is like dismantled. Partially. See that?
So over in this direction, there's still something going on, and the media is now being forced out of the area.
Yeah.
Stop. Hold up.
Yeah, I might actually drive out to Hollywood just to punch Pat Dollard in the fucking mouth. I really might. I've got time.
Okay.
Actually, it'd be cheaper to pay someone out there to punch him in the mouth, but that wouldn't be the point.
Isn't that a bit of a haul for you?
It is, but like I said, it would be cheaper to pay someone to punch him that's already there to punch him in the mouth, but that's not the point. It's the satisfaction of punching him in the mouth.
Right. I'm gonna have to link up with you there if you do that. I'm gonna have to make the drive myself.
Motherfucker, I swear. I literally hate these people. I mean, I do. I make no bones about it. If I like you, I'll tell you straight up to your face, and if I don't like you, I'll tell you that straight up to your face. And I just don't like this. I don't like people like him. I don't like his kind.
Really, if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable. But if you're comfortable, I'm comfortable. Sure. What should we? If our friends can cross the street.
But we got 6 minutes.
What time is it? It's 5 minutes. 7 minutes to midnight. Technically, we're also allowed to walk around. Technically, journalists should be allowed to walk around past curfew. Also, that's what we were told by the governor yesterday at the press conference. There's some movement there. Police officers have to go to the box. The camera can start all the way there. There's a red box all the way at the end of the line. Okay. You know what that means?
Does anybody think it's weird that the street is tore up like that? With the bricks laying around like that?
Are those bricks? They don't look like bricks. I don't know what they are, but if they're bricks, then they were just arming up, right? If those are bricks, then that would remind me of Gaza. Or don't you remember in Kiev in the Ukraine where you see them pulling the bricks, the cobblestones up out of the street to throw at people? Throw at the cops?
You can see it right there.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I don't know if they're brick or not, or concrete or whatever.
You're zooming in on it. It's parts of the street.
I mean, those could just be empty boxes from, the tear gas. Because when I was watching earlier, they were shooting off a shitload of tear gas.
So the cops are mounting a surmisable force right here. It's clearly still a standoff or a situation behind this building, just off of Canfield. And the media is again being forced to move back to the command center, which is approximately 3 city blocks down, back to the McDonald's. End of the next major intersection here.
Minutes. The media can't see shit though, so it's almost like
See officers continue to focus on this area just off of Canfield and West Florissant.
Crazy shit going on.
You do hear the sound of a bullhorn back there. So the officers back behind this building, which we're unable to see because our view is obstructed, they are giving.
Yeah, we're really not. I mean, if you're reading Twitter, you know you're not seeing what's going on. That they're shutting down media, moving everybody who's doing stuff around. So we're not seeing where the action's really at on most of these live feeds.
Again, we can hear over the bullhorn, put your hand up.
2-minute countdown.
Because there's our friend from last night helped us find our way here.
What are they counting down? They already imposed martial law 2 hours ago.
Yeah, but now they're like mobilizing or whatever.
We have not been told by any officers passing us to move back to the command center. The business is open the intersection. That is locked.
Ferguson's like the top tweet.
We still people to go home, but also back to street.
Around another building further down.
And they've been telling us it's not quite a bit.
You know what? We should invite this Pat Gollard fuck on the Green Dragon.
Oh man, oh that would be.
Now wouldn't that be a good conversation?
I don't think we've ever had a neocon on like that.
Probably the safest area to be in. It was quite difficult. As you guys may have seen with the journalists that I'm with, had to show not just their gear, you know, this large and painfully obvious camera equipment, but business cards, placards of some sort, twice before finally getting access. So
there you go, Mule. We gotta have that placard so we can be legit.
See what's released statement.
Screw them. Well,
Green Dragon Tavern Media Group.
We're the media of the revolution. I don't think we're gonna get an authorization from them.
I don't need any authorization from anybody but God. And
badges. We don't need
no
stinking badges.
They're out. They're alive as well into the checkpoint.
Yeah, would be operating behind enemy lines either way.
Staging area is sort of the. I don't know how to describe this. This section, this area where we're a few blocks away from the main protest site.
Just 15 seconds ago.
Just down the way, right out of me. This is where the police have been getting staging. We've got all the vehicles, all the different central command for them right now. And we've got a lot of press here, but we're probably not going to see anything like if you're watching my feed, you probably won't see anything on my feed like yesterday because I'm completely surrounded by the police. So this is, like I said, central command. But again, on youtube.com/Vice News, we've got another feed rolling with Claire and Alice, and I'm not entirely sure where they are. They're somewhere out there. But we pretty intense night so far. I'll give you guys a quick recap of what happened just today. I'll give you a short version of what's going on here in Ferguson, Missouri. A young black teenager, Michael Brown, was killed by a.
Yeah, and school starts tomorrow. Isn't that just fun?
Down there even?
Whee!
Yeah, there.
Wow.
Down. And something just came in that Amnesty International, for the first time, is sending a human rights team to the U.S.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's really not necessary.
Oh, I agree. It's unnecessary, but you know what? Kind of funny that, Obama's golfing.
Oh yeah, he wants us to go down. He wants everything to fall apart. I mean, don't worry.
He's not golfing. He's at a jazz concert.
Oh yeah, Tony's got his itinerary in front of him.
Yeah.
People on the ground are saying curfew just started and there's already shots fired.
Oh.
Here we go. Come along.
Pushed him so fucking far back, though.
No, they're not talking to media right now. There's no crowd gathered around anybody. No.
Anybody get the police scanner up from there?
No, I don't have a feed for the police scanner.
Well, you can see this is McDonald's what they wanted.
Oh, this is going to be on the Riot channel. I won't pick it up. It'll be on a special channel.
Right.
Hey. The cameraman.
First Street officer received the information now receiving burglar alarm and report looting from the walls at 10,000 West Florissant. 10,000 West Florissant command post has been advised.
Oh.
Response to 10,008 South Mountain Road to the 314 wireless store. We have a report that's being looted.
I don't get that. Why are you looting people?
I'm not okay, and that's what I'm saying. None of these people doing live feeds are actually showing shit. Because if we're hearing on a scanner looting, I'm looking here on this multi-pack live feed.
Well, that's on a different area.
I got the police scanner right now.
Our caller stating she was assaulted.
Well, I just hope everybody's got their preps ready and their fucking and their magazines loaded. I saw you doing that, HD. Yeah.
I've been busy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. We've been saying it for over a year together.
Out there.
Individually, longer than that.
3112.
Time to keep your beans ready and your powder dry.
Hatchet scoured. 50 rounds powder and ball ready to go.
Damn right. Well, I got
It's a few more than 50 nowadays.
Yeah. I was just thinking
modern
that,
standards.
I got
The Minuteman
15.
standard
I got
was 50.
15 loaded magazines. Not 40 rounds. So I got 15 loaded 30 rounders just around me, ready to go in a moment's notice.
Supposedly occurred at Woodstock and Bermuda.
There's a
So
shooting
Roman
coming
address.
over the police scanner.
6159 route to Empire. 3108. You can disregard.
Yeah, this is more exciting than watching San Francisco get shut out in their new stadium.
Oh, laugh it up, Jim.
No, that's the suck though. Dallas got fucked up when they opened up their new stadium last year.
811. 10-4, would you like to hold the station?
I posted a link from Old Marine 1. He was like filming a live feed. That's like you can see it's right. He was right at the protest line. This live feed, you can see him throwing the canisters back and everything.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, I don't know who the live feed was, but if you go to Old Marine, it's in the link out here. It says Ferguson attacked again.
I thought it was him. I thought if he was down there, that'd be awesome.
No, but he was filming. He was filming a live feed and commenting on it, and it said it's the protest line, and here comes the LRAD and the smoke grenades again, and they're picking them up and throwing them back at the cops and not moving. They're like real close to the line.
Schluter Avenue, number 6 South Schluter.
More shootings.
4 to 5 shots.
Light them up.
The shit spreads out to other areas. I would like really fuck them up because it's thin them out.
2 shootings so far.
Light them up.
Well, in a metro area like St. Louis, they'd have a shooting pretty regular anyway, right? Like Chicago.
Oh, there'd probably be 1 or 2 anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like, oh, there's a shooting. Well, and then like 5 minutes later, there's another one.
Yeah, but it's
Hey,
also
I just put a 6-pack feed up in the internal chat. Tony, if you want to check that one out.
605 Wilman Court, William, Ida, Lincoln, Mary, Adam, Nora, the Americans 1049, closest cross street of Woodstock.
Yeah, they got 2 shootings right now. I'll just say it was the protesters.
Did anybody see a shot of a dumpster burning? That was actually behind the police lines, and this one guy made an observation that he thought the cops just started it, so they say they're burning shit. Oh, Troopy.
Now the police scanner just went quiet. There you go. You think they'll even use this link or this channel that much if they know everybody's listening?
That's no. Most of them use their cell phones anymore. I've noticed that.
Well, there's 7,000. There's almost 7,000 people. There's almost 7,000 people listening to the police, the St. Louis County Police Dispatch.
Yeah, and they keep all that kind of stuff. You know, they keep most of that kind of stuff off channel, right? It goes either like you said on a cell phone or on a different channel that's not shared with the public.
Right. CB is Citizens Band, and only certain stuff goes on there.
Okay, well, I'm trying to get a hold of somebody else in Bermuda to try to figure out exactly where in Ferguson.
I know back in the day we used to have to keep 3 scanners to be able to hear, you know, each different radio band.
Yeah. I was a juror on a trial here in a big murder case and took 3 weeks and all this shit, but most of the records came off the police cell phones as far as their times and locations when they were pinpointing their locations and when they were going back to the records. Most of them was coming off their cell phones, and I just thought that was weird that, wow, all this fucking technology and shit they got and whatever, radios and this, and they're using their cell phones? I mean, that just seemed weird to me, so.
There's private communication, supposedly.
Right, so that way it doesn't have to be made public. It's just like...
Right. Yeah, I mean, whatever works, I get it, I guess. At the moment, I just thought, wow, that kind of struck me as funny that they're relying on their cell phones, you know, just like anybody else.
Well, no, but that's like, you know, the government, they're not supposed to do government business on private accounts, right? On your private email account or whatever.
Yeah.
Why? Because then they can't, then you can't access the records for them, right? Unless they volunteer them or they have to get, you know, warrants or whatever, right? Where supposedly the way our government works, the transparency, right, is these records are supposed to be open to anyone to ask. Freedom of Information Act. Not the way that happens anymore, but they're finding workarounds.
Just lose your hard drive.
Yeah, right. And then it turns out it's not lost nor it's broken, but you lied to Congress about it, and nobody's going to get in fucking trouble for that shit. That's just like all these cops who go up and stand before juries and perjure themselves, and even when they get busted perjuring themselves, nothing fucking happens. Nothing. Right? In that town of Ferguson, where that guy got, charged with bleeding on cops' uniforms after they beat him bloody, right? The cops admit they perjured themselves, and nobody fucking does nothing. It's all just crap and ridiculous. Redonkulous.
That's why they need the citizens or the common law grand jury, and then those people can create a presentment and shove it down the throat of the fucking judicial system and say, "Here, you better do something."
You all know how I feel. We need to just burn this whole motherfucker down and start over, or just eliminate it. You know what? Separate. You people want to live like that in Missouri? Cool. Let them live in Missouri. We're not united as a country anymore. Let's go back to our own individual countries.
True to the power. Speak it, Mule. Speak it.
Well, if we ain't gonna stand together, then it's either stand together or hang alone, right? So there's certain states that have no problem with hanging alone, right? They're not dependent upon the federal government for shit. Actually, most of the federal government is stealing from them, like you guys out west. I don't know. I'd just rather, if we can't continue this experiment, it's time to end it. That's why it was called an experiment. Oh, what the fuck were they? What's on that one? Oh, they're busting people on one screen. All gunned up and shit.
So did they smash out the windows at McDonald's or something like that?
Yeah.
Who are the cops or the people?
The people. And that's why the cops went on a hissy fit, because they got to protect that corporate interest.
No, the cops went on a hissy fit before it all. I mean, they started 3 hours early.
True. That's true. Yeah, they did.
So just like but everybody's going to give them a fucking excuse. Nobody very few people mention the fact that the cops have started the riots every fucking night. Okay, if the cops would let them protest, they wouldn't riot, right? Instead, the cops gotta you have to respect their authority.
They can end it real quick. All the cops got to do is just fucking go about their business fighting real crime and ignore the protesters and then burn out. But no.
Well, they could have ended this whole thing real quick if they would have just arrested that cop. Or telling the truth, instead of coming out with all these fucking lies left and right. There's multiple ways they can end this, but I don't think they want to end it. I think they want to start shit, the people in charge. Why do you think the president isn't out calling for calm or sent the fucking National Guard or some shit? Why? Because they don't want to. They like this unrest. It's good for business. And believe me, the government's going to be sending Ferguson all new. They need re-upping on their rubber bullets and on their tear gas and all that shit. And they're going to get a grant from the government to buy more of that shit. And it's the way it goes.
So is that true that the tear gas is actually just a particulate? It's a powder. So a dust mask might help you.
What was that, Jim?
Tear gas, as I was reading someplace, that it's mostly just a powder. It's not really a vapor, so a dust mask will catch a lot of it.
Oh right, yeah. It's a dust. Once it gets in the air, once it burns.
So just an ordinary surgical mask might give you some protection, not to get your eyes.
It'll keep the big stuff out from irritating your throat and stuff.
Yeah, so you plug the mask up.
Well, you get it. You know what? You get a good set of painting masks, right? If you're not going to go full gas mask, and a sealed. You can do things to where you won't tear gas and CS gas won't bug you at all. Without having a
painter's mask and a good
and a good
pair of goggles. Anything out of your eyes and nose.
Yeah, If you get a good painter's mask and then a good sealed goggle, not one with little holes in it to let your sweat out. No, deal with the sweat, right? And then just mask up underneath it if you need to.
And then some hearing protection, if that'll reduce the intensity of the LRAD bullshit.
Right, and I'd be using multiple level of hearing protection, every earplugs and the sound eliminators and shit.
I thought it'd be funny if somebody just had a portable large noise canceling device that just emits a sound to cancel out their sound, and maybe not totally eliminate it, but reduce its effect anyway. I don't know how many watts you need.
And you just counter frequency. You just need to figure out what frequency you're on.
Yeah, but then that would be interfering with police action, and you get arrested for that too. So.
Right. But that's better than.
So, you know how you can't have the armor. Oh, you're resisting the police to shoot you.
Well, yeah, I mean, civilians don't need armor, and, you know, AR-15s and AKs are unusual weapons, according to a federal judge. So, you know, I mean, people don't think that they're not moving as fast as we'd like, but they're moving step by step forward, and they're fucking to reach their goal of total submission of America. But I'm a tinfoil hat wearing motherfucker, so, you know, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'd say none of this shit's really going on. All we know is all the football games they had on today.
It's about ready to get worse, too. We got 9 days.
That's what I'd like to see. I'll be honest. You know what? All these athletes, these black athletes, I'd like to see them take a walk off the field. Tell all these fuckers to baseball, fucking basketball, football, just walk off and say until shit gets taken care of correctly, we're not doing nothing. We're not promoting your fucking corporate money-grubbing piece of shit fucking football or basketball or baseball. Just walk off.
Yeah, say individually they're...
Let your union reps deal with that shit.
I mean, individually they're kind of bound by their contracts, but if they go with the union, then that could be a whole different story.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that would wake up a large part of the sleeping masses if football didn't go off and baseball suddenly stopped. And is basketball even going on?
No.
Okay, so football and baseball all of a sudden stopped, grind to a halt. Either everybody become NASCAR fans, or you know, it would wake a lot of Americans up.
That's
what do you
funny.
mean you're not playing football because it is?
Ohio Wolverines had a good defense to the flashbangs, and tear gas is a tennis racket.
Yeah. A better one is the buttstock of your rifle.
Oh, with the barrel end of your rifle, though.
Yeah, right. Shoot them before they throw it. I have a question. Maybe some of you guys can answer. Those LRADs, are they armored in front, or is it just like a giant speaker? Because how would you disable an MRAD without, not an MRAD, an LRAD, without you know, having that counter?
Yeah, you just got to take out the attenuation device. I mean, yeah, you could probably put a couple rounds into it.
Yeah, the speaker, it'll fuck it up, right? Or at least it wouldn't work very effectively. Watch, you can put some holes in it if you don't kill the transducer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking personally. Now I all of a sudden see a need for a 50 caliber rifle.
All of a sudden.
Well, you know me, HD. I thought in much closer quarters, right? Then you would need a 50 for.
How is she going to take out a vehicle unless you have a 50 cal?
Yeah.
It's funny, the protesters basically had their own LRADs too. They're just little portable ones. Just drop it in the street, turn it on. Ours is better than theirs.
Right? What they should be doing is, you know, play the most gangster rap on every speaker in the town right back at them. I want to hear
some NWA when you need it.
That's what I was just thinking too. I want to hear some NWA. I'm old. What can I tell you?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And look at these fucking bro. I don't, you know, I know I'm a whatever. I'm a sexist, whatever. But a 4'2" female cop, all gunned up, doesn't scare me. I don't care when you're 5 foot tall, you know, and you look like a fire plug because of all the gear you're carrying. You're not intimidating. Never understood that.
Those police are very scary.
I'll wait to those that don't understand they bleed the same way you do.
Apparently they don't have any training with any of those weapons because the way I'm seeing them act with them, you know, I mean you can give a kid, you know, a weapon, doesn't make him a threat.
Right. Well, I know at least from what I've seen and read is a lot of these guys don't get the fucking training, right? But they're getting these little gifts from DOJ under the obligation of having to use a lot of it within a certain amount of time. So for whatever, for a drug raid, for a fucking search warrant, whatever.
Well, I did hear that a brother and sister got in a fight today using, I don't know, it was a boat paddle or something. I don't know the story, but yeah, the SWAT was called out to break that up. And I'm not joking. I know that sounds like...
Yeah.
Sure,
no, I know. I read that too.
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody can verify that.
Did you read about the woman who got killed for pointing a drill at police?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
That was in California, right?
Yep, pointing a drill, a cordless drill.
But she was unstable, so they had to shoot her.
Yeah, we got to shoot to kill you because you got a fucking drill.
You might hurt yourself. I can't
wait till that battery dies out. You know?
Well, you might hurt yourself, so we have to kill you to prevent that.
Oh yeah, well that's the easiest way to prevent suicide is murder, right? So.
Yeah, up here a couple of days ago in the Quad Cities in Davenport, some guy with a knife in a house, and we had to shoot him. Sorry, we couldn't reach our taser, I guess.
I mean, you know, how many people
get to himself, so we had to kill him. You know. Now he's no longer a threat to himself because he's no longer alive. What's up, G?
G.
Fuck. So what you putting in the bag this time? Is it grains? Is it what's going in your little prep thing there, HD?
We got wheat, rice, and oats.
Ah, so it is a grain day.
Yeah.
Grain day with a Mylar bag. Yeah, baby.
Well, at least you can make beer.
Don't rely on me for that. You might be thirsty.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
Yeah. I haven't experimented on that. It might come out pretty bad.
I'm not surprised they got a number of items that you can make, you know, booze out of. So I don't think there'll be any shortage of that once people figure out how to make stuff.
Oh, it's easy to make Pruno. The whole problem is getting the yeast. On all of it, it's getting yeast.
Well, if you just use natural yeast, if you want like apple cider and shit like that.
Right.
But the fuckers rot. they'll make their own alcohol.
Yeah, trial by error can kill you, though. That's the bad thing.
And anyone listening, if you're on Twitter and you know how Twitter works and stuff, I want you to look at White Pride, Yes to Racism 88. I want you to look at this. And right now, it's brand new. It's one of the government troll accounts. It's only got 9 followers. It's only got 35 tweets. It just came on tonight. All you have to do is go and block and report it, and it will go away. But you have to do it before it gets to about 25 or 35 followers. Then it'll be different.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, when they're new like this, squash them quick. But it takes about 10 or 15 people to just go block and report it, and it'll go away. Now, if you are of this mindset where you agree with this person, great. Maybe
Stop
you should
watching
follow
the
them.
white. Stop watching the.
Well, yeah,
White
that
Dragon.
too, that too. But people make up your own minds. I'm not telling you what to do, but if you are not for this, then you need to stand up and take your stance against it, and shut these people up. This is ridiculous. I mean, this ain't helping.
So what's the name behind it?
The name is Yes to Racism 88. White Pride. Yes to Racism 88.
Because there's like a whole bunch of White Pride 88s accounts.
And the bio is I hate Jews in Sullivan City, Missouri. I mean, it's just now. Here's the thing: this one account doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. There's 10,000 of these that are out there, brand new government accounts, all out there to propagate the hate.
And what was that again? Yes to what? Yes
it's called,
to.
Here, I'll give you the link. But here,
Yes
it's
to
called
racism.
Yes to Racism 88.
Everyone watching the live feeds in the comments, they're just endless streams of bullshit.
Oh my goodness! It's like some old dude too in the picture.
Right. Yeah. Two old white people.
Yeah.
Hardcore
How do I block
racist. Just hit block and report. The other options, the little gear there on their profile, it'll drop down.
Okay.
It says block
Gotcha.
and report.
What should you say? Is abusive or spam?
Either or. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's just once Twitter recognizes a certain number of them, then it'll actually take action on them. And some of them, when they're brand new, I catch them when they're first tweet, one tweet, 00, brand new account. Just come on to spew the hate, and I'll hit block, and they'll disappear. I mean, they'll go away forever.
But isn't it like whack-a-mole? Another one will just pop up someplace else.
Exactly, and that's why I say this is irrelevant. This account in particular is irrelevant because there's 10,000 new ones that are created constantly. And
holy fuck! How much bullshit do they want? Fucking.
Yeah, they want a bunch of information to.
Yeah, that I'm not willing to fucking give. So.
Yeah.
I'll have to go another route with that then. Okay, he's blocked. Good enough.
But it's wild. I mean, I don't understand what people... Well, I know it's not people. I know it's a force out there pushing this agenda to harm people. And it is harm when it's dividing us, in my opinion. It's harming us because the unity is the only thing we got left. That we've been stripped of everything else.
And they have to make sure we don't get that.
That's right. And they've stripped us of just about everything else, and that's the only thing we have left. And so, and it scares them to death when people stand together, and when they unify, it scares them to death because they know they can't deal with that.
And that's why you hear all this racist crap over this thing, right? And it's all about race. It's all brought up about race. It's, oh, you don't hear the outrage if the cop shot a white kid.
Exactly.
Blah, 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 all that shit.
And if he was white, yep, yeah. I know. All the same. And then they all repeat it. Here's the thing I found is that individual trolls are assigned to certain events. Some of them are Boston trolls. Some of them are Sandy Hookers. Some of them are assigned to individual events. But all of the sudden, every single one of them have been assigned to Ferguson. And they all jumped on the race thing. And I know this because I blocked them and I've been putting them on lists for years and years and years. So, I mean, I've got a list of thousands of them. And when every single one of them instantly become racist overnight, something's up here.
Well, I'll tell you something I've found, and I'm sure it's not true, but everybody doesn't feel the same way. But this thing, this shows to me where you really stand on a lot of things. You know what I mean? On what you speak of. Because, like, I'm looking at one tweet against government coercion, right? And then the tweet is, if the peaceful protesters truly care about Ferguson citizens, they would respect the curfew and get out of the way of the police. The fuck, are you people high? Do you think that they started the riot at 9 o'clock, 3 hours ahead of time because the cops were bored, I guess.
But that's propaganda, Mule. That is literally...
I know it's propaganda,
Twitter is
but there's plenty
full
of
of that shit.
Who I actually talked to in my own town that I've instantly gone, okay, I'm no longer talking to you.
Yeah, I hear you.
I talked to them about this, and they're like, well, motherfuckers deserve it, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, really?
Yep.
Okay, I'm done talking to you. No longer will I speak to you ever again.
And sadly, man, I see this keeps happening. Every one of these events have done this to all of us. I mean, Sandy Hook was mine. When I saw people that were propagating the Sandy Hook thing, that's why I don't like Yankee Marshall, is because of when he did the tribute for the Sandy Hook thing. Anybody who's promoting that kind of a lie, even if it's out of ignorance, I'm sorry, I don't even want to talk to those people anymore. And every time an event like this happens, it further divides us all. And maybe that's the goal. I don't know.
That is the goal, dude.
Oh yeah, to keep us divided is the goal for sure.
Yeah, if we come united, we can change. You can change shit when you unite, right? 400 million fucking people in this country. If we threw all the race shit out of the window, all the fucking religious shit out of the window, and just all came together to get freedom back on track, nothing could stop us. But if they keep us all divided into these little groups, right, then it's easy to go, oh, those people are animals, or these people are stupid, or these people are that, or these people talk funny, or these people wear a turban on their head, you know?
Yep.
It's easy to divide. Hard to unite. And that's why they work so damn hard to keep everybody divided.
And that's why I despise people like this Pat Dollard or anybody else out there playing this game that's pushing it, that literally pushing the merry-go-round of hatred or racism or political party, whatever. Yeah, all of it. And they're just constantly, their job is to literally put that merry-go-round with, when a person's putting out a tweet every 15 seconds and every one of it is racism this, black this, white that, politics this, no, there's something else going on here. I've seen it too many 10,000s of times to know already. But if you haven't looked out there, you need to look for yourself, because these people are mind fucking us with propaganda. I think the more people realize it, the less effective it is. This moment of silence is brought to you by the Constitution. What are some things that unify people? What brings people together? What can we all agree on?
Usually it's something that endangers everybody, but people can't see the dangers of central government, so...
What about freedom?
It doesn't seem to... People don't care. As long as they've got their stuff and their comfort level, they're okay. They don't care about freedom. I think we've proved that the last 50 years.
Well, I mean, I don't mean... I guess I should clarify that. I mean the freedom to decide for themselves, like to make their own decisions. Don't care about that?
I think it's abstract, but they don't really want to make the hard decisions.
Yeah, that's...
The easy stuff's easy.
That's true, and I'll admit there's a hell of a lot of people out there that actually like the hard decisions made for them because it makes life easier for them.
Yep.
So there is nothing. There's no common thread we could find that we could weave between all people to unite all of us. I mean, is that where we're at?
Until it's some kind of adverse thing, okay?
Well, the Constitution is out there, but it's been maligned such that people can't unite around it. Other than that, what else is there out there? You know, I mean, you can use abstract words, but as far as a thing, you know, enforcement of the Constitution is about the only thing out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and unless, you know, well, let's put it this way. Even World War II, the last time we truly as a nation came together united, we weren't, right? There are plenty of people in the United States that were pro-Hitler. right?
That's true. Yeah.
That were very, I mean, look at them. They're still here.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I guess the other question is, there's never been a time in human history on this earth when we were all united as one people, right?
No, never.
Yeah,
well,
right.
maybe when no, not really.
Well, I mean, maybe if there was such a thing as Adam and Eve kind of thing. If there was Adam and Eve, well then okay, there's unity there, and then instantly everything got fucked up afterwards.
And that's why I said
pretty
no,
much.
not really. 'Cause what marriage do you know that they're totally unified in?
Right.
So.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. God.
And let's just go with Adam and Eve, right? God told them not to eat the apple, but what happened? They weren't unified and going and eating the apple. She went and did it, and after being told don't.
Yeah.
Right?
So there has never been a time that we can even fathom where humanity as we know it has been united. And so therefore, it would probably be idealistic and in error to assume or even think or wish that we're all going to be united again or ever, So we have to deal with it a different way. If unity is not possible for whatever reason, then we got to do it a different way.
So those of us that want freedom better get together.
Okay, right. Yeah. I mean that is the logical thing. If we can't unify, then all the slaves get in line, and yeah, that'll make it easy. Maybe this is where the whole come out of Babylon thing comes from.
Right. I always wondered myself.
Yeah, I posted something in the external that hopefully most of us can agree with. It's Bob Dylan, everyone must get stoned.
But I would not feel so all alone. Everybody must get tear gassed and assaulted with rubber bullets.
So am I the only one in here not the dragon? Did everybody else pull out, I guess?
Why, Tony split too? I guess so.
No, I'm here by myself, aren't I?
No, you're here as yourself. You're not here as a dragon either. So.
Right, that's what I was thinking. Why are we going to cut it off, or?
That's up to Jim. Jim's
no hurry, but if it's my responsibility to push the stop broadcast, but I don't know how long it would go if I...
That's up to you, Jim. 1 o'clock is normal, right? 1 hour time is the normal, but if you want to you can go long, go short, whatever, but you the bartender now, baby, so enjoy.
All right, everybody have a drink.
Jim's buying.
Peace sells, but who's buying it?
Yeah. Obama's buying. We'll just put it on an EBT card.
Right, just put it on his fucking tab.
Got that Obama beer.
Beer?
Oh well, at least if the world is going to hell, which it is, it's it's nice to go down with people you like. I mean,
it's good to watch it go down. Yeah, right.
So we're riding a roller coaster right into the volcano. So do you want the front car or the back car?
I think the back car. I want to see the first people go in.
Right. See, I look at myself as I'm just kicked back on a deck chair of the Titanic, listening to band.
Yeah. Listening to people argue over where to put the deck furniture.
Unfortunately, it's not even a good band.
No, it's Justin Bieber. Oh, I'm jumping off the fucking boat.
Exactly.
Right?
Let me out of here.
If it was One Direction, I would just sink the whole damn ship myself. What's up, Truth Seeker? Oh, he was in for a second and then left, huh? What's up, Joe? You ain't said much.
He's having speaker. He has issues.
Oh, okay, cool. You guys been shouting out his stuff? That's what I do whenever like Jay Watt was coming in before he got a mic.
Oh. Oh, right on.
That's what I would shout them out. I would shout out the internal chat whenever they wrote something.
Right on.
Have a mic.
Good idea.
They'll participate.
I think we've been negligent in that.
That's a good idea.
We haven't.
Joe says beer, free beer.
Right. Well, they're just, I mean, there's some people who come on the panel and they're part of the Dragon. So whether they have a mic, a camera, or not, if they want to come, we either listen to them out in the external chat, or if they come in here when there's room, we listen on the internal chat.
Good idea.
Hey, this is a soapbox. This is a pretty big soapbox here, the Dragon is. So.
Yeah, we're still inside the First Amendment zone or whatever.
Everywhere we go is a First Amendment zone.
When they start taking that First Amendment zone bullshit to the internet, that's going to be a problem.
Oh, yeah.
When you can't, whether it be on the Dragon or YouTube or wherever, or Twitter, wherever it is that you can't say those things anymore, that is a problem.
Yeah, you mean like in front of the Supreme Court, in front of the White House, on the streets of Ferguson, in Times Square, and,
Well, not only that, but what about on the internet? What about when you're no longer to be able to sit in Idaho and say, hey, I disagree with this? What about when that becomes a crime?
Well, they're already talking about personal internet ID, so they can just unplug you.
Yeah, and track everything you say. I shared something to the Green Dragon on Facebook and on the G Plus about how if you sign into Google, Google tracks you, and you can go see a map of where you've been every time you signed into Google or you communicated with Google. So if you use your smartphone like it's a computer and you text and do whatever to interact with the phone everywhere you go, well, guess what Google has? A record of everywhere you've been.
I haven't checked that out yet. I want to check that out.
Yeah, some people are creating artwork by tracing out a path, so you can just, one of these for Google, Remember a few years ago, there was a guy bombing mailboxes in the Midwest? I don't know if everybody remembers that story. And everybody was leaving their mailbox doors open so the postal guy could see if there's something in there. And he was going around the country bombing locations there, making a smiley face and some stupid
shit. I'll be right back.
Thanks for the warning. So what else is going out in the Midwest, Jim?
Oh, no, just halfway decent day. It feels kind of summery now. I mean, more closer to what August is supposed to feel like, but otherwise it's been fucking cold all summer long.
Oh, yeah? It's been relatively, we've had a lot of water out here for normal. I mean, there's places that are like 300% above normal rainfall, which is only about 4 inches, but that's a lot for out here. But I don't know, if it carries into the winter, we'll have a serious winter coming.
Yeah, our rain kind of cut off. I mean, it's kind of normal to have less rain, but all of a sudden falling behind. I went out to pick tomatoes, and the fucking tomato plants are all covered with whiteflies. And fucking hose them down anyway.
Yeah, we're hogging all your water, I guess, because we're definitely getting a lot of rain.
I wonder if they targeted Ferguson with that thunderstorm last night.
I was wondering about that. It's kind of on cue how it came on.
But it was beneficial for the protest side if they did.
Was it? I mean, it dispersed everybody.
But it also disperses tear gas. It knocks it out of the air.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess it depends on how you look at it. If people are tough enough to suck it up and just deal with the rain, they're not going to go anywhere.
Well, that's what I expected.
I was watching that last night when it broke up, and it just cracked me up that cops and protesters are all running to the same thing to get out of the rain. All the fuck, it's not like it's acid rain. It's fucking water. It's summer, and it's warm. It's not like it's ice cold, freezing rain.
Yeah, it's not November rain, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was probably hot out there, humid night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was so humid. Yeah, it probably felt good.
Yeah.
So
especially if you got your riot gear on, you got all that gear on, it's going to feel real good.
But, I was watching last night, and it just, made me laugh that everybody's running in a little bit of rain. How are you going to fight your government if you got to go in when it's raining?
The game's called because of rain.
Well, it's just like you watch people in the swimming pool. I mean, okay, obviously if there's a lightning hazard, you don't want to be in the pool. But if it's just raining, everybody will get out of the swimming pool and run for cover.
Yeah, to get out of to not get wet.
They're in the fucking swimming pool, yeah.
And maybe I just come from a different kind of person or whatever, or people. But I mean, shit, we never left a job site even if it was fucking raining. It's just water. And if you're really worried about getting wet, bring a poncho. Fuck.
Anybody still watching any feeds out of Ferguson?
Oh yeah, I got 2 of them. I got multi-feed up, and I got MSNBC playing in the other room, so I can listen to this fucking idiot. I'm watching Vice, and then the multi-feed, and it looks like it's actually just winding down again, like it would at 1 o'clock in the morning.
For a while there, I had like 6 or 8 windows going.
Yeah.
Fucked up by Firefox.
Rebel Solutions saying the point of a chat is to talk.
Well, get on here and
you ain't in here, Reb, so-
Yeah, how about that?
That was an hour ago, though, when we were just all zoning on the feeds, though.
All right.
Reb likes trolling from the outside anymore. He ain't got much to say coming in.
I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, now I heard the reason why, the main reason why they started lighting off them damn tear gas early was because they had come out with the autopsy report. Has anybody seen that? That they didn't want those people hearing that autopsy report in the crowd.
What, have you heard the reports of it, or what's the deal with it?
I've seen, it says that he got shot facing the cop, not in his back. Now remember, there's going to be 3 different, this is just the first autopsy coming out report.
Okay.
But twice in the head, 4 times in the arm.
Yeah, okay, heard that.
So 6 rounds hit the guy that he was aiming at with 17 rounds. What, baby?
Did he fire 17 rounds?
I don't know. Sure. And the wife says one shot to the top of the head. Well, you can see the report online yourself. It's out there. The information's out there already. And the thing that drives me crazy, the thing that I hear, that drives me crazy every time I hear it, is the fact that nobody's paying attention to the fact that every one of these problems have been started by the cops, from the original shooting to the way they've handled it from day one, right? And the one night that the cops handled it right, there was no rioting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, no matter what people had to say about that state highway patrol guy or whatever, there was no rioting that night when they were there walking amongst the people and acting like regular cops, right? In regular uniform, not all fucking gunned up and in battle rattle, you know, and there was no fucking riot. There was a peaceful protest, exactly what the people wanted to do, and everything went off like roses, right? And they didn't like that. That's why they brought the fucking tech gear back, right? And from that next night on, the cops start up the fight, right? And then bitch about the fact that people start fighting back. You know, you blanket an area with tear gas and rubber bullets, and then all of a sudden it's, oh, these people are evil when they start throwing the tear gas back and start throwing Molotovs at them. Well, motherfucker, if you didn't shoot first, people wouldn't respond. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They want to fight. They want to provoke a fight.
Well, because you have to respect their authority.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
You know, if not, you're going to end up on the farm like Cool Hand Luke if you don't respect their authority. You know, you too could end up down the farm. Just go rob some damn parking meters.
Well, apparently everything's punishable by death.
Right? Jaywalking, punishable by death. Boy, I don't know. You know what? That's going to fuck me because I love jaywalking. One of my favorite things to do if I'm in an urban area.
That white kid in Utah had his headphones on, didn't respond to police commands, they shot him. So not responding to police commands is obviously punishable by death.
But you know why there's not a... Now, here's the reason why you're not hearing a lot of crap about that kid, right? Is because he had a warrant out for him, right? Okay. So it's now, if you've ever done anything wrong in your life where you might have been arrested or you have some kind of... You've ever been arrested?
Right.
They now have... If you don't comply in seconds, they have the right to kill you, right? It's the same crap that came out with that guy in Staten Island, right? Well, oh, he's been busted before. Okay, so that doesn't mean he was doing it right then when you killed him, does it? Did you see it? No, but I busted you before on this, so I'm going to bust you again on it. The fuck, are you kidding me? But that's the way it works these days in America. Well, it ain't America anymore, sorry.
Yeah.
I love this country. So, it's just ridiculous.
It's good to see so many people out there, though, on spur of the moment.
Well, before they started, I was watching some of the live feeds before they started fucking gassing people for no fucking reason. It was almost a party atmosphere. They had a ton of people out there protesting, you know, and for a Sunday night, that's good. You know, they had a lot of people out there. And then, of course, once they start lighting off the LRAD and the tear gas and the rubber bullet grenades and shit, then people, you know.
Speaking of that LRAD, whatever the cops have in their ears to stand that close to it, that's what we need to find out. Because I noticed that they all get behind it, so it's directional, but still. They've got to have something, whatever ear protection they're wearing, to stand that close to it. We need to find that out.
Yeah, but you notice you never see them in front, right? And that's why that thing's so high up.
Oh, yeah, that's why it's directional. They stand behind it, but I'm just saying they still, even to be that close to it, I would imagine, because it hurts my ears just listening to the stupid thing on the damn internet. Yeah. And I can't imagine what it's like, right there. So... But they're standing literally, 10 feet from it. Even though they're behind it, I would think they've still got to have some type of hearing protection just to hear that shit all the time. It drives me nuts.
Well, it doesn't look like it's anything special, at least from the video. You know, I mean,
it's directionalized. Really... It's directionally aimed, so you got to be right in the path of it.
It looks like it had two.
So for it to really affect you.
It's like a stereo speaker kind of thing, two sources, huh?
Right, maybe they have those... Maybe they're given headphones that do have noise-canceling shit in it. You know what I mean?
Where they could hear their own dispatch or whatever, and not hear the craziness that they're causing.
They're saying it's so directional, it's just probably not much of it present where they're at. They're behind it.
Yeah, if you're off outside the directional of it, you're not getting Messed up.
That's some weird shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that really is.
That's
And
Star Trek stuff.
It is, and years ago, I can remember talking about that, and people, scoffing at the idea that that could even be possible. And here you see it being used against us, people. What? I don't know what people. I don't know what it's going to take for people to see what's happening here.
It's going to take it coming to their own fucking block, pretty much.
Well, do you think they're messing up by doing these things? Like, I mean, they've did it in Boston, now they're doing it in Ferguson. If they're acclimating people, first of all, people don't seem to be swallowing it well, and second of all, do you think they're creating more of a resistance by doing this stuff on people?
I don't know, man.
They're not worried about the 10%. I mean, they'll allow 10% not to go along, but as long as they get to 90, they don't care.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah.
Until the 10% or the 3% or whatever percent it ends up being starts taking real action, and I mean real action. I don't mean standing around with your hands up going, "Don't shoot me," right? It's standing there with a gun and going, "I'm gonna fucking shoot you."
Yeah.
Until that happens, they don't get. They don't care. They consider people like us infinitesimal. Right? There's not enough of us.
Yeah, you're right, because for every person out on the street, there's 10 or 50 more in their homes cowering, going, oh my God,
Yeah.
Straight up.
Oh, and another 20 more going, fucking mow those people down. Those assholes are ruining my sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Parading for the state, just got their pom-poms on, and woohoo!
We can't tear down the government. Who's going to give me my fucking check?
Yeah, they look different than me and talk different than me. Take them out.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're from a different country than me. Take them out.
Or they want to tear down. I mean, look at how people let Occupy Wall Street go down in major cities, liberal fucking cities, right? And they didn't stand up then. You really think they're going to stand up now for these people? No. They're going to talk a good game, and that's all they'll fucking do.
Oh, the liberal side? Yeah, they'll never. The 60s were. They,
a long time ago.
They castrated everybody that was vigilant in the 60s. They've taken that element out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just look back on Occupy, and I go, you know what? All these tactics that we're seeing in Ferguson were used in New York, were used in, Oakland and San Francisco, were used in all Seattle, and, I mean, they've been using this shit for a long time, and it's just against different groups of people, right? Be it the WTO fucking protesters or the Occupy protesters who were actually standing up for everybody, right? But everybody wanted to bitch. Oh, how can you tear down Wall Street? We love Wall Street. We love big banks. Occupy Wall Street, they're a bunch of fucking hippies.
Cheering your slave owners. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yep. But Occupy went about it wrong too.
No doubt. But without the support, right? Remember when that group of college kids in Berkeley, right? Remember they got bear sprayed by that cop so nonchalantly that it shocked people for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
And then what happened? The same thing that's going to happen with this, the same thing that's already happening, right? Oh, those fucking kids deserved it. They didn't comply. Oh, they didn't do enough. They should have just shot them. Dude, the whole thing's falling apart. I mean, the civil contract is broken. And it's every man for himself at this point. And if you're smart, you'll get together with a group of like-minded people, and then you'll be able to help each other. But otherwise, it's every man for himself, man. And that's just the way they want it.
Yeah. Wow.
It's much easier to deal with 500 million individuals who think that that won't stand for a common cause than it is to deal with 500 million as standing as one.
Yeah. Huh. I just saw something from someone I recently met on Twitter called Girly Quotes, and she says, "When trust is broken, sorry means nothing," and that's where we're at as a civilization. The trust is
Right.
so broken with this government and the people that no matter what little action is taken to placate the masses, it's just not going to work anymore because it does mean nothing. The trust has been so broken that no words can fix this.
Oh no, it's okay, baby. I won't do it again.
Right,
Come
right,
back to
right. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, it's like an abused woman. Yep. The
Right.
American populace is like an abused woman.
Yeah.
True
Yeah.
that.
Ain't that the damn truth? You know, does anybody
Yep.
remember?
Forever Tina Turner. There's Lorena Bobbitt out there. Just be warned.
Oh.
Good way of looking at it too. By the way, hi, my name is Lorena. I'd like to speak to you.
Tina,
about
because
two
Tina
things
left
over
the guy. American people aren't going to put up with it.
Yeah, they will, dude.
Well,
American
some of
people-
them.
We're not the people that
I'm saying
founded
some
this
of 'em.
country with that, hardy individualistic spirit. There's some of us still around, but the masses don't even have that inkling anymore and aren't even fed the line of bullshit or propaganda to get them to think they are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, at least when we were growing up, we had John Wayne and, Clark Gable and Humphrey Bogart telling us how rugged the individual American was and how we could withstand anything, right? Now what do you got? Metrosexuals, right? And you got fucking dudes telling you what, how, just beyond, I don't even want to go there. It's just ridiculous anyway. So, yeah, we're a pussyfied people. We need water, man. I'll be right back. Yes, I'll get some water.
You can see that's by design too. I mean, they have basically emaciated most men. Through all media, they've made the feminine dominant, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it has its consequences. People don't remember, but thousands and thousands of years ago, society was dominated by the feminine. Cleopatra, that kind of thing. Even way before then, it was a female society, and it was no less brutal. It was no less twisted. It was just different. There has to be a balance. It's not one or the other that's supposed to be dominant here.
Yeah, not a whole lot of comments out in the external.
People are probably in bed.
We got 32 watching. They're kind of quiet on the
Still
comments.
fucking MSNBC just fucking, because they're running live, right? Because Hayes is out there. But they're pushing the propaganda that it was the rioters' fault because they were throwing back tear gas. Attacking the police with the tear gas that they got shot at. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. That definitely sounds right for the fucking media. I gotta turn that shit off. I can't even listen to it anymore. I was just trying to keep it as background to hear how they were gonna spin it. But yeah, to say that the fucking protesters are now lawbreakers because they threw the canisters of tear gas back at the cops.
People have got to recognize that the media is their enemy too. As much as these cops are out there and are obviously your enemy, the media is against all of this too, and they're gonna. It never serves you to talk to them because they spin it. Most of you guys out there listening probably saw the interview they did with the 4-year-old kid, 4-year-old little black kid, cute as a button. But he's out there and they're interviewing him and they're saying, "Are you scared by all this?" And he said, "No, I ain't scared." And then he says, "Well, when you grow up, are you gonna stay away from all these guns and stuff?" And he said, "No, I'm gonna have a gun of my own." And then they cut the interview. They cut it off right there and edit it. But at the end of it, he said, "Because I'm gonna have a gun of my own because I'm gonna become a police officer." They neglected to tell people that and just put it out. But the bottom line is, media is your enemy too, and they're mentally fucking you the way the police are physically fucking you. And if you like being bent over with your pants down, then keep watching CNN.
Yeah, I see our sponsor has showed up, Rebel Solutions. So if you need custom painted mags, check out Rebel Solution.
Yeah, somebody figured out how to keep me from watching the chat. So if I want to hear what's going on, I got to actually participate. So whoever did that, I'm going to get you.
Well, Reb, what you got to do is come back in and unblock yourself. Oh, we lost HTTP. The second you said something, we lost HTTP. That's funny shit.
Right. Yeah, maybe they're. I don't know. I just wanted to watch and see, catch up what's going on.
You can't watch it on YouTube?
I saw it in my feed, but I couldn't. It wouldn't load for me.
Oh, you're having the same kind of issues I had about a month ago, where I couldn't watch any live chats. I could only watch them after the fact.
Yep.
Oh, dude. So what the fuck, man? I mean, Ferguson's all important and shit, but what is it like? Are they doing it in certain spots of the country or some shit? Because I had that problem, like I said, about a month ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I just knew that, to get up to speed, I figured I'd watch you guys, and you guys would hopefully give a synopsis of what the fuck happened, because...
Well, okay, I can give you a quick synopsis of what happened if you want to know.
Yeah, for those...
Sure, okay, so there was a peaceful protest going on tonight in Ferguson up until about 9:20, 9:15 p.m., right? 2 hours, 45 minutes before the curfew is supposed to be implemented. And the cops wanted to break it up. I guess there were too many people there, whatever, who knows. But they started firing tear gas. And that's what started the riot. As usual, the cops start the riot and then bitch about there being a riot. Now, in this case, right, there have now been Chris Matthews or whatever the fuck the kid's name is, Chris Hayes or whatever from MSNBC got maced and then tear gassed and pointed a gun at him. Lots of others, journos have been getting guns pointed at him, being threatened by cops. So it's turning ugly, right? Some people are standing up. It's slowly happening where people are showing up with firearms and fighting back, right? Like I said just before he came in the room, MSNBC just reported how basically it's the rioters' fault for throwing back the tear gas the cops fired at them. So that's pretty much how it sums up, and it's just another happy day in Missouri, I guess.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's not lost on me that there's plenty of media there now. And the cops' thug tactics are still in play.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the media's a bunch of fucking pussies, okay? Media's... Oh, by the way, Joe, the Highway Patrol are out there. I just seen them standing around outside that little press conference they had with Hayes. So they're there. They're just not there in their SWAT gear, right? It's just bloody ridiculous. And the media is all a bunch of pussies, right? They're not down there on the ground like they are when they're in Gaza, like they are when they're in Iraq. Well, they've actually gotten pussified on our war zones. They like going in with our soldiers instead of like the dudes in the old days who just went wherever the hell they wanted. And they're not. The media is not using the same tactics that they use in overseas war zones. They're not using that here. They're not mingled in with the protesters, showing that their media. You know what I mean? Remember how it looked in Ukraine, right? Where the media was right up in there. Well, you're not seeing that here in Missouri. You know, they're staying in their designated free speech zones.
Yeah, because they don't want to get, tear gassed.
No,
Oh,
because
wait a
they
minute.
need to. No, because come on, dude. I mean, you know as well as I do. They got gas masks. They got bulletproof vests. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was comparing it to other zones like it in other parts of the world, because they show up with their bulletproof vests saying press, right, and their gas masks and all that shit. They ain't showing up down there with it. Because their
Well,
corporate masters tell them no.
I don't understand how every law enforcement officer out there is in, battle rattle. I mean, they look like, occupying troops to me.
Well, because that's what they are, right?
I mean, I wish somebody was out there with the bullhorn telling them, take those American flags off your fucking costumes there, because this isn't America.
Well, I'll tell you what. One thing, any powers that be, not just ours, not just the ones we hate, but all the powers, or any government, any dictator, anything that understands that one man with a gun can control 100 men without guns. And they realize that. That's why they're all showing up in that battle rattle and acting like an occupying army, because those cops dressed like that, put into everybody's mind around them that these cops can kill them at any time. So we're going to comply. Right now, the few that are fighting back, and they're the unique ones. They're not the common. The common man sees that and walks away. It goes, okay, I'll do what you tell me. You see it all over the world. You've seen it since time immemorial, since human beings started being here. Right? You get enough human beings together, somebody's going to want to run them, rule them, and the ruler makes the rules, right? So he kills who he wants. Just look at the 20th century and the history of the 20th century. It's easy enough to see. And not just Hitler. Let's talk Mao for a minute. The Cultural Revolution. They wiped out a good portion of their population and ate some of them. Look at North Korea. Perfect example. North Korea right now. People starve in that country every year, right? Lots. But one gun can control 1,000 people. One man with a gun getting a good dinner can control 1,000 hungry people.
But it doesn't seem like it's very cohesive there. They'll probably get, if it escalates, they're going to get fucking stomped on because the people just aren't prepared.
Well, and they don't have the right kind of leader, obviously. Or that right leader, if he is there, isn't standing up because he knows that guess who goes first? There's no Martin Luther King down there. There's no Malcolm X down there. And the few that have shown up, right, that new leader of the new Black Panthers, people are afraid because he's another divider, right? Instead of trying to unite everybody, he could stand up as the new Black Panthers, protect his people and everybody else and stand better for it. But instead, he likes to divide. That's what gives him power. Right? So instead of somebody standing up there at these protests and trying to get everybody to unite under one banner, instead there's 50 banners throughout there. And what disgusted me tonight on the earlier part before they started lobbing tear gas in was the one flag I'm not seeing flying throughout those crowds is an American flag, right? And the two flags, right? Because I want to see an American flag, and I'd love to see the Don't Tread on Me flag. Instead, I'm seeing these flags of Africa. Now I understand you're African American, But right now, you want to be as American as possible to show these cops that you're just as American as they are. So they should be out there protesting, flying the American flag, flying the "Don't Tread on Me," flying symbols of America, right? Instead, they're gonna separate themselves more. Doesn't make sense to me. Be right back. I gotta go tuck the wife in.
I'm just trying to check news headlines. Looks like pretty much just all the same shit, though.
Well, that's the thing when they give these police departments all this military equipment, you know, they need to use it. And I've never seen so much tear gas being used anywhere.
Yeah. I hear you.
You know?
You know, the G8 summit, they probably unloaded a few canisters there.
I mean, anybody that goes out there without a full-on gas mask is just asking for trouble. You know? But it's just it's disheartening to see what they're willing to do to the people who pay their fucking salaries. You know? They're supposed to serve and protect. It doesn't look like they're doing either.
It looks like they're serving and protecting the corporations, the machine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to get an ass chewing for not protecting McDonald's.
Well, it's not just McDonald's. And it's not just the individual businesses. It's the whole of the machine that they are paid to protect and serve. The whole structure, you know, the matrix. They're paid to protect and serve the matrix, not the people. We've always thought we've always been told and thought they're here to protect and serve us, but that's never been the case. And we're just now starting to see that. And we're very pissed off.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to end well. That's for sure. I don't think it's going away.
I think it's probably just the beginning.
Yeah. Has anybody been following the other protests in other states?
I was just thinking about that because I haven't heard anything.
I know they're going on, but I just don't know about any trouble. Universities and different places like that are having them.
I know I did see some really cool photos from London, Germany, Sweden, all over around the world, people standing out in their country holding signs, from Sweden to Ferguson or whatever, and just that's good. I mean, I like to see that, but it's moral support, if nothing else.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. I was watching a feed earlier on a live stream, and I would say 90% of the comments were totally racist. And I'm just like,
those are government trolls. They're repeating that stuff over and over on every feed. By the way, it doesn't matter which one you watch. They're on all of them. Same exact stuff, just pushing those memes. And it's like, really? I mean, well,
just like,
let's say I'm wrong. Maybe these are real people and they really think that, and you think, okay, really? Unreal.
Yeah, it didn't seem legit to me.
So there's a press conference going on right now in Ferguson. Oh, it's over. That was quick.
Yeah, the curfew had to send them home.
Right.
Well, how much longer you guys want to run this live dragon? If you guys want to keep it going, somebody else can log off and come back in as a dragon, but I don't know.
Well, he's got the keys to the ship.
Okay, well, the last one is a dragon right now, unless, Rebel, you want to leave and come back as a dragon and keep it going, but unless everybody's going to call it a night or after chat it, or...
I cleaned it up, Mule. I cleaned all the rust off of it and got it shined up today.
Sweet.
Love it.
You know what that is, right, Jim?
I was like smoking equipment, but I couldn't tell.
No, it's a shotgun, 12 gauge reloader kit.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go to
It's
visit
one of those
Chad.
Lee handhelds.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah, you don't need a big ass press or the mallet.
Yep, just a mallet.
All right.
Yeah, they don't make them anymore, and I had to find it on eBay. But of all the ones I've seen, all the way through, this was my choice.
Yeah, Gun Geek does a few videos on that kind of stuff.
Oh, right on.
Picks those up, loading pistol rounds with them.
Yeah,
Pain
we
in the
used to
ass,
make them for every round. Okay.
Oh, wow.
And you could hand load every round.
Wow.
Right, and like I was sharing with you, I was telling you when you were sharing the picture that the only thing you're going to need to really find will be primers, because you can make gunpowder, maybe not as good as modern powders, but for a shotgun, it's only going to be the primer that you're going to have to worry about.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's the one. I mean, I can find everything else except the powder right now. That's the one thing that is, no matter where I look, online or off, it's all the same story. It's all gone. For now, things change, but I'm just going to stock up on everything else while I can get it and do it step by step, and the loader was the first step.
Sweet.
Yeah, last year it was primers. This year it's powder.
Right.
Jim, don't let us keep you from coast to coast, man. If you need to bail, it's all good.
Yeah, tomorrow's my boy's first day at school, and I got to be responsible to get his ass out of bed.
Right.
Going there with a bullhorn. Bugle.
Water.
There you go.
Tell George I said hi.
Yeah, so Jim, why don't you go ahead and shut her down? Say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah, you guys are going to hang after chat. I can throw the live link out there.
Well, I'm going to hang out for a few minutes at least, but I don't know how much longer. So
I'll throw it out there if anybody wants to come in, and then I'll shut down the live broadcast. Happy for everybody that did make it. Thanks. Tony opened the door. Thanks, Tony.
somebody will. Remember, like HCP always says, live free.
Yep, definitely. Okay, let's see. I don't know.
I never said.
The regular scheduled dragons are Tuesdays and Thursdays, and looks like they might get a Friday night one going regular, and Sundays, of course, possibly, but different
Wednesday
people.
daytime. Don't
That could
forget,
be anytime.
it's Wednesday daytime, chat.
Yep, DT at 2 o'clock on Wednesdays with Kansas usually. But it sounds like Kansas is having kind of a rough time, so pray for Kansas. Okay, 35 watching. Thanks, guys. I'm going to pull the plug. Any last words, anybody? Hearing none, I guess.
The internet. Yeah, I want to say something to Pat Dollard. The internet's coming, and I hope you have room in your house.
Okay, good night, everybody.